Ladies and gentlemen, fight fans all around the world, let's talk some boxing. So, it seems as though 1 minute it was Canelo versus Kirkland, then it was Canelo versus Cotto. Now it's back to being Canelo versus Kirkland. Now, I want to hear your views on what you think about this fight, Canelo versus Kirkland. Do you think it's a good matchup? I heard Demetrius Andre calling out Canelo, calling him all kinds of names. Do you think Demetrius Andre versus Canelo Alvarez would be a better matchup, a better challenge for Canelo? We know Canelo can't really make 154 pounds anymore. He's probably going to be at a catch weight again, at probably 155, maybe even 156 pounds. Because Canelo's a big boy, so is Kirkland. But what do you guys think? Do you think that Canelo Alvarez, Kirkland is a good matchup? It'd be a good look for Canelo Alvarez, that fight? Or do you think that Canelo Alvarez should really fight someone else that would present a greater challenge to him, probably a boxer like Demetrius Andre, who has a southpaw style and who is also a world champ? And if he does fight Demetrius Andre, do remember that Demetrius Andre, has a belt? And so if Canelo can't make weight for that fight, which would be at 154 pounds, then unless Demetrius Andre agrees to something to have it at a catch weight, he's not going to get the belt anyway. But he has fought Erislandy Lara at a catch weight as well. He couldn't make the weight to fight Erislandy Lara, and he didn't care about the belt. So maybe he could take on an opponent like that. Anyway, what I'm saying is, we know James Kirkland, he came up against this gentleman here, okay? And James Kirkland knocked him out. Alright, and just recently I think I saw this gentleman on Fight Hype or one of those channels. And just in case you guys don't know who this is Glenn Tapia, okay? He was an excellent prospect, and we thought Glenn Tapia would have knocked out Kirkland, and Kirkland did get, Tapia did really hit Kirkland, but in the end, Kirkland poured it on, and he knocked out Tapia. Now, there's some circulating stuff that Kirkland is not going to have Ann Wolfe in his corner. Ann Wolfe, for those of you who don't know, was the reigning heavyweight champion after Leila Ali had left the division, and she sort of dominated, and she's now a trainer, and I don't know if her health is up to par, but James Kirkland without Ann Wolfe has not really been great. In fact, he lost a lot of fights without Ann Wolfe. So I don't know what's really going on with Kirkland. He has a lot of issues outside of the ring he has to deal with. But James Kirkland with Ann Wolfe, generally he always wins, generally speaking, and he does it with sheer volume and so on. Now, possibly it could be an action-packed fight. It could be one-sided. Canelo Alvarez is a huge guy. He's very, very strong, and he has good boxing skills. So I'm not quite sure how that would turn out with Kirkland. But I would like to say that I would love to see Canelo in there with a skilled fighter who knows his business like Demetrius Andre, but that's my personal opinion. So I want to hear what you have to say, what kind of opponents you think Canelo Alvarez could face. It's not set in stone that he fights Kirkland. It would have been nice if he fought Cotto, but we'll see what happens, right? So just leave your comments below. Who you think? Do you think this matchup is a good matchup? Do you think it's legit? Do you think it's solid? I want to hear your opinion.